Peace, y'all. Peace. Um, I just wanted to go live today. It's hell of a healer, but I couldn't go live just now because I think Instagram may have banned my live. I don't know. It just kept saying checking connection on every account, and it wouldn't let me go live. I don't know why. So anyway, I'm doing this video to talk about the new moon today, March 24th, 2020. And today's a Queen of Clubs day. And if you look numerically, the Queen of Clubs is the 12th card of the club suit. And this Aries New Moon is taking place, like I said, 3/24/2020, and that's a 4 numerical day. 4 goes into 12 3 times. Then we have the moon actually being in the sign of Aries, which is the 4th month, and it's at 4 degrees. So, and what time? It's at 9:28 was the official time. And if you've been following my numerology, you'll know that I say that when we add numbers to 9, we get the same root. So it basically goes into itself. So it's stuck with 28. And if you've been following my post about the number 28, whether you're on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, you know 28 is great. So, I'm not going to really delve into the meaning of that number for us on this video, but, that's why you guys got to follow along so we can Zoom on the Zoom app and, have our conversations there and whatnot. But, so yeah, I wanted to just, like I said, go live about this new moon. It's significant with the numerology I was giving you with just the forest itself. And you know that 4 is ruled by Uranus, and that's the planet I've been talking about a lot, Uranus and Saturn. But Uranus right now is in the sign of Taurus. Taurus is the second sign of the zodiac. Aries is the first. And if you recall the what you were doing maybe 10 years ago, that's when that's when Uranus was in the sign of Aries. Excuse me. And it just recently, within the last couple of years, or last year, for retrograded and back. So now it's in the sign of Taurus. It's been in the sign of Taurus for the past year. And like I said, if you think about what you were doing 10 years ago, then you'll see like you may have been coming into like a rebirth of yourself, maybe starting fresh in some area. Something may have like went topsy-turvy for you and just forced you to kind of put some things on pause or force you to grow up. It may have been certain things like that that just altered your being, and it shaped you for the past 10 years into someone maybe not as recognizable as you would have imagined. That could be a possibility. And with that, I say that to keep that in mind of the energy. Remember that I say that, okay? Because right now Uranus is in the sign of Taurus, which is, if you see my Pisces video I did, if you see my video I did last year on YouTube, you can check it out, about the new moon in Pisces. I was saying how, and that was the video where I was talking about Uranus entering Taurus, and I was saying how agriculture, finances, and technology were changing, and those 3 things would be the major things we need to focus on. So, go watch that. But fast forward to what I was just saying about Uranus being in Aries and how that energy was. So right now we're dealing with the new moon in Aries, right? And I give you all the energies of the 4. So that's why I'm tying Uranus to this energy of the new moon as well, in addition to Chiron also being in the sign of Aries where the new moon is. So Chiron is the wounded warrior, the wounded healer, It's the asteroid that was discovered in 1977, which was the year of the snake, and in Chinese astrology, Chinese Earth astrology. It was the year of the snake in 1977. So, with all of this information that I've been sharing and dropping little tidbits and whatnot, hopefully you've seen the connection with, like I just said, Chiron, the wounded warrior, you're the snake. Okay, so 1977. Okay, but what else do we know about snakes? We know that there's a black mamba that we have the mentality of named Kobe. Um, we know that there's a rainbow serpent that's habitat was disturbed when folks decided to go mining for or digging for uranium in national parks and such. And just have to look up the mythology of these things, and Mount Brockman, and look at the posts I've shared about different things and dreams and uranium and heat and core, the core of our being and of our earth, and these different things, these different patterns that are happening. We just had to take into consideration of the times right now, these mythologies that were used to tell stories of natural events, natural occurring events, because planets have patterns, and they have cycles, and different things happen, different times because of the cycle. And then we have conjunctions and different opposing energies and whatnot amongst the planets. Then you're going to have different reactions. So it's chemistry. And all of this is, applying it to the planets is astrophysics. Okay, so mind you, that energy, stay with me, y'all, stay with me. So the energy, like I was saying, of Uranus entering Aries 10 years ago, how that energy felt for you, it may have uprooted your being. And fast forward to 10 years now, where we have this new moon in Aries with Chiron also being in Aries. So that's the energy I'm trying to get y'all to understand, because I mentioned the snake. Okay, I mentioned Kobe. This is a serpentine fire. I mentioned Kobe because of that black mamba, right? But if you look at the wounded warrior, the wounded healer, it's like the energy is of the year has been, that hashtag girl dad and restoring family restoring family values, and focusing on healing of the family. And that's what I'm trying to get y'all to kind of understand with what I'm tying together. This is a 4-year 2020 year of the vision, year of vision. It's a master number year, so we're rebuilding things. um and you have to you have to look at yourself and figure out how can you rebuild yourself. um Kobe is, what is it, Kobe means crown, and I can't even keep up with the translations at this point, but we got Kobe, crown, and corona, all meaning the same thing in different languages. So it's just interesting, the times that we're in, and the ability that we have to correlate and connect things and from the past and connect them to modern times. um it's so much. I really am kind of messy with this convo, and I say messy because I am tying it to the segue of Messier 44, which I like to call 444, which is the Cancerian star cluster. Um, we got to get into understanding what constellations really are and those type of things. So M44 is what it is, but M is the number 4. The root of M is 4, so 444. And when the Nobody wins when the family feuds. That's what, Jay-Z said on 444, the album. So we just look at things, like I said, putting it together with current times, keep restoring the family, and 4 equals 12. So Queen of Clubs Day, I just brought it all full circle. I hope you were able to keep up with the zigzags, because I talk in circles, or not even circles, but I just jump around a lot of times when I talk, because everything is so ping, 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 like everything, I gotta connect all the points, connect all the dots. But so this new moon, we want to focus on manifesting healing. Every new moon you want to focus on manifesting healing, but you want to be specific on the subject matters at hand. Focus on everything that you want, but just pay close detail and attention to, like I said, those energies that I mentioned. And also, I'll just throw out, what do we have? So we in Aries, we have Chiron, the sun, and the moon, and in the sign of Aries, which is the first house. So we're focusing on self, and when the sun and the moon are conjunct one another, that energy is self-assured and confident. So if we have the Chiron asteroid there as well, we want to make sure that we don't lose focus of self, for one, and for two, we don't want to be too overly self-indulged. I don't want to say you should be humble, but you gotta define that for yourself. Um, just don't be too hasty. Don't be too cocky. That's a good one. Don't be cocky. And what else? We have in the sign of Capricorn, we have Jupiter, Mars, and Pluto. Okay, so I had to mention Capricorn, because if we're in the sign of Aries, Aries ruler is Mars, and Mars, like I said, is in the sign of Capricorn, and along with Mars is Mars was like the co-ruler of Scorpio. So Pluto is the ruler of Scorpio, and Pluto is, in the sign of Capricorn with Mars as well. And Mars is exalted in Capricorn. So it's real powerful energy. And just knowing those two energies of the fire of Mars and Aries, you just knowing those energies and where they are, you can kind of get an idea of what areas within your natal chart and your personal being that will be the focus. Okay, so trying to think what else I want to say to you guys about the new moon. It's so much though. I know I'm gonna be like, dang, I should have said this, I should have said that, but it's okay. When I looked at the time, it said 13:44, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up now. Thanks for tuning in at Hella of a Healer on everything. Peace.